Soft is the new powerful. And the women that are glowing are not the ones that are chasing. They're the ones that are attracting and embodying. Let's be done with hustling all day long and become magnetic. Here's 7 habits that will shift that for you. Just do me a favor before we start, subscribe, because that will help the channel tremendously and I can continue to create videos just for you. Thank you. So let's get started. Habit number 1, embody romantic self-worth. What does that mean? Treating everyday moments as special because you are worthy of joy. A University of Texas study found that small acts of self-investment, like buying yourself flowers or dressing up, significantly boost our self-esteem and reduces anxiety attachment. Many of us are so used to just being go, go, go. And I was in that space for so many years. I'll get up and just start doing. I will rarely stay in bed and just relax. Even on Sundays, I'll feel guilty that I'm in bed and I can be doing things. I'll feel guilty if I'm going to a coffee shop and relaxing. I had to work so hard to change that. This is very masculine trait, and I was operating on masculine energy for so many years as a single parent, immigrant in New York City. And burnout, anxiety, panic attack 13 years ago led me to start looking within and start changing things fundamentally for how I was living life. Everything that I share here is from personal experience and what I have been through and what I have learned. And those small acts of kindness towards ourselves are so extremely important because we are telling ourselves, you matter. You're worthy. You deserve this. It's not just about buying the flowers or the dress that you want. It's more about honoring what gives you joy. If having flowers around the house gives you joy, but you don't have a man right now to give you flowers, buy the flowers yourself. Here's some ideas that you might start to implement within your day so you can start giving a little joy to yourself and treat yourself with kindness. Morning love notes. You can write a love note or a letter or lists. What do you admire in yourself? You can write notes. I'm beautiful. I'm enough. Anything that will remind you that you matter. And so many times we put other people's needs before ours and we forget what we need, how we feel, what do we want. And so this is very important to write something to remind you that you're beautiful, you're enough. And you can place this on the mirror or anywhere. I write what I admire about myself in the morning. And I'm someone who deeply loves themselves. And that was not the case all the time. It's been many years of a self-healing journey. I embraced all my flaws, all my shortcomings, all my shadows, dark sides. That's why I love myself. I had a hard time writing what I admire about myself. I admire a lot of things, but it was just hard to put it on the page. And it's so easy for me to notice what I admire about my friends, about my son, about my mom, or family members, but it was so hard to look and just make that list. Another thing you can do is schedule daily 5-minute dates with yourself. They don't have to be something major, but it can be how you drink your tea. Slow down. This is what feminine energy is about, slowing down. You can slow down while you cook or when you make your hair or when you put makeup. Just intentionally put makeup or drink your coffee or tea. Inhale that moment, that joy of being alive. This 5 to 3 minutes. The important thing is to do it. It doesn't have to be for a long time. The other thing you can do is style intentionally. Wear something that makes you feel confident. Even if it's like a bold lipstick or a fun scarf. Even if you're running errands, it doesn't matter. I work in a very masculine world in TV production, and I work from home now, but we used to work in the office. We have dress code, so I was not dressing up very colorfully. But I found this scarf on the street. Don't judge me. I was coming out of the gym, and then I see this beautiful scarf with all these vibrant colors right on the street, and there's no one around. And so I took it, I washed it, and I still have it. I still wear it. I loved this scarf. So from home to work, I'll wear the scarf and just like bask in the colors. And then I'll go to work and remove it. But this scarf, just the colors, gave me such a joy. And even wintertime during lunch break, I'll go to the gym and I'll just walk. And everything is so gray and we have the dark coats on. And I'll just see myself in the reflection of the mirrors. And just this scarf like boost my energy. It's amazing what clothes can do. It's not about the clothes. It's about self-expression. You're expressing yourself through clothes. You can tell I love color, but this is me. I like unique details. Maybe a simple t-shirt, but it has to have these unique details. Something has to feel like special to me, for me, not for anyone else. The second feminine habit to introduce softness in our life: make space for stillness. And that is a little bit related to slowing down while you cook or put your makeup. Start carving intentional quiet time. When I used to work in the office, I'll go on my lunch break and then quickly I'll go to the car and sit there for 2-3 minutes and meditate. Just taking a few short breaths, no music, nothing. And just sit with the quietness. So carve these quiet moments. No screen, no to-do list. Just be present and focus on your breath. Meditations were very difficult for me, but I've learned to slow down after my anxieties and panic attacks. I've learned to slow down, meditate, and do yoga, which were two impossible things for me. And I was a dancer for so many years. But slow, that was not my speed. How I learned is I was focusing on when you inhale, the coldness or the warmth that comes through your nostrils, there's a feeling that when the breath comes in. And so I'll focus on that. And then when I exhale, I'll focus again on the feeling that I get when the breath comes out. That was an excellent way for me to learn to meditate. Why the stillness matters. Research from Harvard neuroscientists shows that even brief daily stillness increases creativity, lowers the stress hormones, and strengthens our intuition. Those things are so feminine: intuition, creativity, and feeling safe. So no stress. Besides meditation, you can go to nature. New York City, it's a concrete jungle. However, there are a lot of places with small parks or just trees around the buildings. I'm amazed. Like in New York City, there's so much nature. You don't have to walk bare feet. You can hug a tree or not hug a tree, but just go and observe the trees and the grass and just see nature. That ultimately will put you in that slower pace. Focus only on the sense that you experience. So hearing, smelling. I used to do walking meditation and you touch every flower, every stem, or the leaves, and everything has different texture. That will ultimately shift your focus to that particular thing, and you're going to ultimately relax because you're not going to be thinking about to-do lists and what's next. And the last most important thing for me is the evening wind down. Please, no phones. No phones in the morning, no phones in the evening. What I do is I play high vibration music and I read a few pages. That ultimately puts me in this relaxed state of being. I also started doing subliminals, or I watch this mind movie that I have created. If you don't know what those things are, Google it. They're extremely powerful to shift your subconscious mind, to rewrite it, and to attract things in your life that you want, especially the mind movie. And if you're interested, I can do a video on it or create a course, but it's extremely powerful, even more powerful than a vision board. Subliminals, the same thing, Google it, but basically those are affirmations that you don't actually hear it, because when you hear it, your brain starts to question them. If you say, I'm attracting $1 million, your brain would be like, yeah, right. But if you don't hear it, that it gets programmed in your subconscious mind, which we operate 90% of the time. If you go on YouTube and search it, it will come up. Habit number 3. Lead with receptivity, not control. Many of us have been guilty of that. Maybe in some areas you are letting life flow and you're trusting, but maybe in another area you are not. And examine those areas and see why you're not trusting, why you are trying to force outcomes. In order for you to manifest, you need to be in your feminine energy, feminine embodiment, because then you are in a receptive mode. If you are in a masculine, you are forcing, pushing, and that is repelling to everything that you want. We don't have to work hard to get the things that we want. We have to allow them to come to us. That is the embodiment of feminine energy. You can do open hand meditation. What that is visualizing you're holding your desire on an open palm and gently release it, trusting the universe to bring it to you. The other thing you can do is ask and release. Just like actors prepare for their performance on stage, you rehearse, and then once you go on stage, you have to forget everything and trust that you know it. The same thing, ask and release. I welcome new romantic possibilities. Then you release it, and always state your affirmations as if they already happened. The best way to do is by gratitude. Thank you for the new romantic possibilities. Thank you for the dates that I have lined up. Thank you for the money in the bank. Habit number 4, move like a woman who loves her body. It matters how we feel about ourselves. I was a dancer growing up. They would weigh us. We had to diet. We have to keep certain shape and form and all that. And that ultimately stayed in me. I'm always watching what I eat, always watching my figure. And I had traumas from my childhood, not related to that. A few years ago, I released them, I work on them, and something shifted. My weight used to fluctuate all the time. And after I released that trauma, things changed. I said to myself, I do not want to diet anymore. I'm tired of dieting for 40 and whatever years at that time. I said, I'm not dieting anymore. I'm done. That's it. I started eating everything that I want, but a little bit. It matters how we feel about our bodies. And daily movement that feels sensual and joyful, not punitive. That's why when we exercise, we have to exercise what we like, because we're more likely first to do it, but also because it feels like joy. We want to do that thing as opposed to punishing ourselves because we have to do this thing. Somatic psychology shows that feminine, fluid movements help integrate emotions, recalibrate self-image, and soothe the nervous system. How you can practice is daily sway break. A few times a day, stand up, close your eyes, and just sway your hips and arms with a soft music just for 1 minute. High vibration music is the best. 539 is great. And you can just sway your body left and right. You can even go crazy. You can do bedroom dance party. I do dance parties at home all the time. My son thinks I'm crazy. But sometimes I just play the music and I just start dancing like no one is watching, and no one is watching besides him. Or I watch myself in the mirror, or I just cook and dance. Put your favorite song and start dancing freely. No one cares. No one is looking. Just move your body. There is something so therapeutic in that. Number 5, speak with warm power. That was hard for me because I'm very open, big, emotional, direct. I'm Bulgarian. We have very strong personalities. Everything is big. And so for me, it was very hard to start embodying that. But I'm getting there most of the times and using this calm, confident tone that conveys authority without aggression. Polyvagal theory teaches that soft, gentle, modulated voice signals safety and it encourages connection, which is incredible because when we are around people and we speak like that, people are more likely to be around us. I like to envision that this is my center. And if I am angry, agitated, or too emotional and I want to speak like loud and my center is shifted. So before I speak mentally, I just put it back here in my solar plex and I ground myself. Also, when we want to share things with people, of course, I'm sure you've heard that. Start by saying, I feel, or I believe, or I choose. You can practice speaking in front of the mirror and being more gentle, more soft. Sixth habit, receive with grace and gratitude. So many times we don't allow compliments, gifts, and we're just feeling that people should not be giving us the attention, or we don't deserve the guy to come and pick us up or to drop us off at 11 p.m. or whatever it is. We're just not allowing ourselves to receive what people want to give to us. And people like giving gifts, they like giving compliments. And our job is to learn to receive it. Research shows that women who receive graciously signal high self-worth, which in turns make them even more attractive and respected. So next time when someone gives you a compliment, just say, thank you. And sit with the uncomfort because I'm sure you're going to feel uncomfortable at first. And later on, you're going to start feeling great. Or you can say, thank you. That means a lot to me. If someone offers to help, say, yes, please. And each morning, what you can do is you can write down one gift or act of kindness that someone did towards you, and you allowed yourself to receive it and reflect how that made you feel. And the last habit is protect your boundaries with softness and grace. Setting clear, loving limits to preserve your energy and your well-being. This is the biggest act of self-love and self-respect that you can give to yourself. We teach people how to treat us. I was someone who had loose boundaries a lot of times with friends, family members, and I've learned to put those boundaries not with rigidity, but with kindness, love, and softness. Not only that, you have to be very protective of your energetic field, of who you let in your life, who has access to your energy. This is a sacred space around you. Don't let everyone come in close proximity to you. They have to deserve to be in your energetic field. And once you start having healthy boundaries, they'll define how you want to be treated. And you are going to attract relationships that honor that. Yes, a lot of relationships will change because some men, some friends, some family members are not going to be happy. You have to be ready to lose people. I always say that your self-love and self-respect have to be stronger than the desire to keep people in your life. If you are okay with losing people or changing relationships with them in order for you to fall in love with yourself and have the self-worth and self-respect. Be very selective of who you hang out, but also the content you consume, the books you read, the podcasts you listen, and all that. How to practice that? Soft No. Prepare a kind refusal script. Thank you for thinking of me. Right now, I need to focus on whatever it is, so I'll pass this time. We don't need to give a reason why. I used to give a reason why I stopped doing that. Thank you for thinking of me, but I cannot do it this time. Please let me know the next time you go to, or whatever it is. The last thing you can do is energy check-ins. Does my energy feel off? Why is it off? Reflect on it. Is it a boundary that you need to put? Is there something else you have to change? And these are the 7 feminine habits that will shift your energy. Of course, let's end the video with some journaling prompts and mantra. Here's a journaling prompt. Which of these habits do I resist the most? And what would happen if I let it in anyway? Here's a mantra for you. I lead with softness. I receive with grace. I protect my glow. Don't forget, the most important relationship is the one you have with yourselves. I'll see you next time. Ciao. If you enjoyed this video, you would love the secret of getting what you want easily, linked right here.